Hey, Blue Jay Botanicals. Hey, friends. So I am going live on both YouTube and on Instagram, which I've never done at the same time. So that's kind of exciting. And this is really just a place where one, you can post a question. Where are you struggling in your e-commerce business? If you are not making enough sales or you want to get more sales, I really want to hear from you on what you're struggling with and how I can help more. And then I want to kind of talk through a few reasons why your e-commerce business is not growing. And it's generally going to be a few common things, but they're things that you can always fix. So let's kind of dive into it. So I think when it comes to growing your e-commerce business, there's a few things that you need to kind of nail, and it depends where you are in your business journey. So if you've recently launched your business, and you're just trying to figure out like how to get sales. You might not really know how to get sales. And I just want to remind you that that's also okay. Most of us, when we start product based businesses, we have no idea what we're doing. And that's also okay. Like, you're not supposed to know all the things to do. It takes learning, it takes practice, it takes experimenting. So I just want to remind you that you are doing a great job. But let's kind of dive into a few of the big things that I see when it comes to e-commerce businesses not growing. So the first is you don't know your ideal customer. And so I know when we launch our business, we're sort of a lot of times what I see from my students in my Slay and Scale program or my one-on-one clients is you launch a business because either you think it's a cool idea or I don't know, there's lots of reasons. But one of the biggest things that I see is that when you have this product based business, you don't really know who you're targeting. And when you don't know who you are targeting, your language and your messaging becomes very diluted. So, for example, when I launched my pet subscription box business called the Dapper Dog Box, um, well, a few things. I guess when I launched, I was really trying to target like trendy Instagram dog moms. So people that, they spend a lot of time on Instagram trying to grow their dog's Instagram account and things like that. They really cared about trends. They really cared about their dog's appearance, like how their dog looked, things like that. So when I launched my business, my messaging was very much around like our product will help your dog stand out on Instagram. And it sounds funny, but your our product will help your dog stand out on Instagram. And our product will really help you. You can take all those fun selfies with your dog with their new bandana, and like our box is all about quality. So I knew that my ideal customer was really, really into, all natural organic treats. Their dog was basically like their child. And so they're fine to spend money on more expensive things that will help their dog. So by knowing my ideal customer, I can then curate my messaging to speak to that one person. So when I was posting stuff on Instagram, I wasn't saying, oh, our box is the most affordable and, we'll give you extra discounts. I was saying, no, our box is super quality and you get the best for your fur baby because your baby is like your child. And we understand what it's like to care about your dog and, you want the best for your dog. So I was really able to take that messaging and speak to that one person. So when that, Instagram dog mom, came across my Instagram post or they saw my website, they would know that like my product was for them because I was speaking right to them. So it's really, really important. The first mistake that most e-commerce shops are making, if they're not getting sales, is you don't know your ideal customer and your messaging is very diluted. It's vanilla. It's speaking to everyone instead of actually speaking and honing in on one person. So again, I'll just give you another example. So one of my clients that I work with, she has a skincare brand. And when you went to her website, it was just like lots of skincare things and this and that, but it wasn't quite speaking to like one person. And so we did a lot of work on her website to change things. And we worked on her really targeting like this one Southern California rich mom who cares about her health and cares about the food she puts in her body and cares about her skin because she doesn't want to look older. So you can see here how we took like a very vanilla messaging and we turned it into speaking to one like Southern California mom who has some money and really cares about her appearance. So that's one of the biggest mistakes that I see is that you haven't taken the time to really hash out your ideal customer and you haven't taken the time to really hash out how to speak to them. Because here's what happens when there's your business and there's 200 other of the same exact businesses, how do you get someone to stop and click on your product or your Instagram post or your website? How do you get them to stop and click unless you're doing something different than all your competitors? And like, this is one of the other mistakes I see is that you're not doing enough to stand out. You're kind of copying your competitors. And in the end, again, if you're copying competitors, you are not doing anything to stand out. And so that's going to be really, really hard for you to get traction in your business. So those are two huge mistakes that I see most businesses making. And they are what I call like the foundational problems in your e-commerce business. If you don't know who your ideal customer is, and when I say ideal customer, I literally mean, I'll give you another example. So for my old business, the Dapper Dog Box, my ideal customer for that business was someone 25 to 35 years old, female, working professional. She probably had a job in marketing or was a nurse or, some sort of professional field where she made a good income, a decent income so she could afford an expensive pet box delivered to her house each month. So see how I've now featured age, gender, income level. Here's when it comes to, so there are things called psychographics and then like demographics. So demographics are like your age, your, hey Larissa, demographics are your age, your gender, income. Psychographics are what are actually the things that drive you in real life. So those are two totally different things. So for my ideal customer, like the demographics were the gender. Hey Maria, how's it going? They were gender, they were the age, they're her job. But my ideal customer for that business, what they actually really cared about had nothing to do with their gender. It had to do with like social issues, what drives them in real life. So again, the dog mom thing. So I'm giving an example of how I thought of my ideal customer because that is the most important thing. If you are struggling in your e-commerce business, I'm going to bet you $1 million. It's probably because you don't know your ideal customer well enough. And when you don't know your ideal customer well enough, you don't know how to speak to them. And then your messaging just becomes really shit and really diluted. Hey, Lindsay. And so it's really, really important. One of the most important foundational things in your e-commerce business is knowing your ideal customer. So let's go back to the demographics first, psychographics. So the psychographics are like, what are the things that actually she cares about or she or he cares about in real life? What are the deep level issues? So my ideal customer for my business was, again, the dog mom. She did not have like human children. Her dogs were her entire life. So taking them on, going to brunch on a Sunday at a really nice high-end cafe or something, things like that. So those were the things that like my ideal customer really, really, really cared about. What else did they care about? So they really cared about throwing like big, expensive dog birthday parties for their dog. Again, they did not have kids. They view their dogs as their child. And if you try to argue otherwise, they will want to like punch you in the face. So a lot of my content messaging was around how to plan a really fun dog birthday party, how to grow your dog's Instagram account, how to like pet friendly hotels in Los Angeles. Here are the best hiking places in LA or California. So I knew my ideal customer was someone in California. Most of my business came from California, Florida, or Texas, like 3 states, like 70% of my business came from those states. So I really honed in on targeting those people. I spoke to those people. I didn't say, oh, here are the best dog friendly travel spots in the world. I said, no, here are the best dog travel spots in Los Angeles or Orange County or San Francisco. So you have to understand your ideal customer, gender, age, income, where do they live, what do they do for a living, and you have to understand what else, like behind the hood, what do they actually care about in real life, and that's how you speak to that person. And if you're not doing that, then you are missing an opportunity, and you are probably not speaking to your customer in a way that's going to make you stand out from all the other people that sell the same stuff that you do. So this is something that literally I could sit here and talk about for like 3 hours because it's so important. And I just see so many of you not doing that. And it's so important that you really dive deep into who your ideal customer is and how can you speak to them. So when they read your Instagram post or they see your YouTube video or they go to your website and they see just like what you're about, they know, oh my God, this brand is literally created just for me. They understand me. They get me. That is literally, that's like the secret sauce of really growing your e-commerce business. It sounds very simplified, but if you really truly understand your ideal customer and you understand how to speak to them and you understand how to curate your messaging around the ideal customer and how your product helps them, that is how you stand out. And that is probably like, I think I gave you 3 different mistakes here that people are making, but I would say those are 3 huge things. Like, one is your ideal customer and knowing that person inside and out, knowing what they care about, knowing what drives them, knowing where they go food shopping. Like, do they go food shopping at Whole Foods or do they go food shopping at like a discount shop? What are the things that drive their decision making in real life? You need to know those things. The second is you need to understand how to position your product so you stand out against your competitors. If you launch a business, you have your e-commerce shop, let's say you sell, give me a couple of products that you guys sell here on Instagram. So we have Cheer, we have D D'Amato, lettering, Lindsay, or sorry, what does it say? Lindsay lettering, Jill lettering, Maria. So I know, I don't know if Lindsay's still here. Lindsay sells really beautiful hats. Maria, I know, sells pet portraits. So I've purchased products from both of them in the past. Jill, you do some sort of lettering. If anyone else is listening, tell me what products you sell and I can use yours as an example. So Maria, you sell pet portraits. You have to really understand, one, why do people need your pet portraits? So that's the first thing that you want to ask yourself. Why does someone need my product? And then you want to ask yourself, well, if there's like 1,000 other people who do the same thing I do, how can I make my product, brand, whatever, different from other people? So Maria, I know for you, like I purchased your product for 2 different people. The first person I purchased the product for, it was a gift for someone on my team. I wanted to give her a really nice personalized gift for the holidays. And I was initially thinking for her, I would buy her, I don't know what I was going to buy her, honestly. And then I thought, you know what? Oh, I was going to get her like a massage. And then I was like, you know what? No, she loves her. And this is where like the psychographics comes in. You have to understand your ideal customer. And so for me, I wasn't, I'm purchasing for a friend or a team, but I knew for her, like her dogs are her whole life and she loves her dogs. And she's a pet blogger and she's a pet influencer. So it was like, it makes sense for me to get her something pet related. So I thought about it and I said, oh, you know what, Maria, I know you because we've chatted on Instagram and I think you were going to sign up for one of my courses or something. Anyway, I thought, oh, Maria, she makes really nice pet portraits. So with that said, I also have purchased pet portraits from other people. The reason I ended up buying it from you is because, one, we've had many conversations. And so when I was thinking about that product, you came to mind. Like you came the first to mind than other people because I had a connection with you. But if I didn't have a connection with you and I was just scrolling through social media, or I went to Google and I searched for custom pet portrait, what is going to make me stop and choose your product versus all the other people? I'm going to go to a couple websites. I'm going to look at what you sell, but I'm going to look at things like your messaging. If I'm looking for a pet portrait for a gift for someone, does your website say anything about like, oh, this makes a great gift, or like, oh, this, I also bought I bought your product when I was for a former client whose dog died. So again, like, does your website mention anything about, this makes a great gift for a friend, or, for someone whose dog has passed away? So you want to understand, like, if you understand that your ideal customer is someone who either they're buying a gift for a friend whose dog has passed away, then you understand how to curate your messaging on your website to attract those people. So that's just like one example of how you need to understand who's buying from you and why they're buying. And you can sort of curate things in that way. So when they go to your website, they're like, oh shit, yes, I need this. She makes pet portraits for dogs who have died. I need that for my friend or my boss or whoever. So it's just a small example, but you have to make yourself stand out amongst competitors, because I don't care what you sell. There's literally like 5 million of the same exact thing. What makes your product different is, one, how you position the way it helps solve a pain point or a problem for someone. And two, your brand, your story. Like on your website, there should be a presence about you and the founder of the company, why you started that business. If you sell candles, for example, and you just have a website with like a bunch of product, why the hell am I going to buy from you and not from Amazon? There's literally no reason. Unless your product is like so outstanding, why would I buy from you and not Amazon? There's many reasons why. One, if I go to your website and I see a picture of you and I see the story, you know, as a single mom, I decided to open up a candle shop because, one, I am very passionate about making phthalate, I think it's called phthalate free candles that are made from soy wax. So they're healthy for your home because, did you know that if you buy candles from Yankee Candle or the Home Goods, they're actually filled with toxins? And, I'm all about organic lifestyle and blah, 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 blah. So you kind of share your story and like your why of why you started your business. And instantly, I now have a connection to you. You're no longer just a product, you're an actual person that I'm buying from. So having that brand presence is so, 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 so important. That is how you get people to buy from you and not from Amazon and not your competitors. When you show your story, when you can position your product in a way that helps people, and you have a connection to that person. So those are a few things that really, okay, just one sec. Those are a few things that will really help you stand out in your business and get people to buy from you and not from like an Amazon or a competitor. So anyway, I actually have to pop off, but if you guys have any questions, send me a DM. And I want just to remind you, I have a 5-day free video training series. I am going to link it in my YouTube video here, and on Instagram, it's in my link in bio. So it's a 5-day video training series where I'm going to walk you through. Basically, it's really like some of the things we talked about in this video. It's the roadmap to more sales and more customers by creating a brand that people feel connected to. So it's an amazing 5-day training series. It's totally free. Every day you get a video emailed to you, and we're going to have a Facebook group. We're going to go live. It's going to be super fun. And we're going to talk about all these things that you're probably you're just skipping over. What happens is most people think, okay, I'm not getting sales. I need to do ads. I need to do more on Instagram. I need to do more reels. When in fact, you're missing those foundational pieces that actually are the things that are going to drive your business, like knowing how to speak to your ideal customer, When you actually get customers, how do I get my customers to engage with my brand? And so they actually love my brand and refer my stuff to friends and family. These are things that a lot of people actually don't talk about, but these are actually the things that if you are not making sales or you're not making enough sales, those are the things that will actually help you get sales more than like, I need to spend all my time on Instagram. So anyway, those are a few things. You can sign up in the link in bio, and I hope that you guys will join the free challenge. It's going to be amazing and so much fun. So, all right, guys, I'll see you later.